Namaskar, I'm Nidhi Kumar, and now for the news in detail. Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee will present the general budget for the next financial year in the Lok Sabha today. He will undertake the daunting task of reviving economic growth and keep the welfare programs going even as revenue collection is not all that encouraging at the moment. Widening gap between revenue and expenditure has emerged as a major concern with RBI recently, and the economic survey today inviting government's attention to the problem. Mukherjee himself said recently that he loses sleep whenever he thinks of growing subsidy commitments. Global economic concerns still continue to impact the domestic growth story, with Eurozone, the US and Japan still struggling with economic problems. Back home, investor confidence is slipping following high interest rates, sagging demand, declining savings and investments. The power sector is adding to be the woes. Trade and industry still awaits for a major reform push, with political differences coming in the way of big-ticket reforms. Income tax payers expect further relief, while corporates seek withdrawal of surcharge. In a nutshell, Pranab Mukherjee unveils the government's mind tomorrow amidst a host of expectations and challenges. And the economic survey for the current financial year indicated that national economy is set to rebound during the next fiscal, even as the performance during the current fiscal has been disappointing. The survey was tabled in the Parliament by Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee on Thursday. The survey, tabled a day before the presentation of general budget tomorrow, referred to three major challenges that the government should focus on. These include fiscal consolidation to reduce fiscal deficit, inflation management and tax reforms, besides tackling corruption. Pranab Mukherjee said the survey would serve as a vehicle for 14 new ideas and policy options on future economic prospects. The survey, an official account of the performance of the economy, said the growth rate during 2011-12 would be 6.9%, which is a three-year low. It would, however, rise to 7.6% in the next fiscal on account of imminent gradual upswing. The growth rate would further rise to 8.6% in 2013-14. Inflation is likely to be in the range of 6.5 to 7% by the end of this month. And the Reserve Bank kept key policy rate unchanged and said future policy action would be determined by the movement in inflation. In its mid-quarterly review, the policy repo rate under the liquidity adjustment facility has been kept unchanged at 8.5%. The RBI has also kept the cash reserve ratio, the portion of deposits which banks are required to keep with the central bank, unchanged at 4.75%. The RBI, however, has said that inflation continues to remain a risk to the economy, and it will influence both the timing and magnitude of the future rate actions. Last week, the RBI had reduced CRR by 0.75 percentage points to 4.75% to infuse rupees 48,000 crores into the market to mitigate pressure on account of payment of advance taxes. And the standoff over the railway minister's resignation appears to be easing. Trinamool Congress leader and Union Minister Sudip Bandyopadhyay asserted in the Lok Sabha that the UPA coalition is stable and the government will run full term. Later, he also said his party's priorities rollback of railway passenger fare hike. Railway Minister Dinesh Trivedi said he will resign if his leader, Mamata Banerjee, or the Prime Minister asked him to do so. He said it is his responsibility to get the rail budget passed. Communication lines are open among the leaders of Trinamool Congress, Union Government and the Congress. Insiders say that a way out is possible with reconsideration of fare hike for the unreserved and ordinary class passengers. Opposition in the Parliament sought clarification on the reports of resignation of Trivedi and the status of the rail budget. Prime Minister said a decision on Trivedi's resignation will be taken when the situation so demanded. Though the contours of a way out are not immediately available, there appears to be a rethink on part of all concerned.
Over Dinesh Trivedi's continuance as railway minister disrupted proceedings in both houses of parliament on Thursday. The opposition demanded clarification from government on the issue. Amid speculation over resignation of Dinesh Trivedi, leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Sushma Swaraj, called it an unprecedented situation and sought a reply from the government on the status of the rail budget.
कि नेता सदन बताएं इस असाधारण परिस्थिति में इस सरकार की
प्रतिक्रिया क्या है? Left parties said that they support the demand for rollback of the freight and fare hike. They added that government-allied Trinamool Congress's stand over the issue has damaged the government's image.
This is unprecedented. I will ask the government to ensure that the cabinet responsibility, foundation of Indian democracy, is protected and the image of the government is protected.
TMC's Sudeep Bandyopadhyay said that Mamata Banerjee has not directly asked for Railway Minister's resignation. He said that Mamata has suggested Mukul Roy's name for the post by writing a letter to the Prime Minister.
Trinamool Congress, either parliamentary party or party, has not ever asked Dinesh Trivedi to tender his resignation. I should make it clear. Number two, this is a matter to be settled in consultation with the leader of my party, Mamata Banerjee, and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. I categorically want to reconfirm that the government UPA 2 is totally settled and it will complete its term.
Putting forth government stand over the issue, Leader of the House, Pranab Mukherjee, informed that Railway Minister has not resigned. He told the House that the Prime Minister has received communication from Trinamool Chief, which is under active consideration. He added that the House would be informed about the Prime Minister's decision.
Rail Minister has not resigned. Prime Minister has received a communication from the Trinamool Congress chairperson Mamata Banerjee. It is under the active consideration of the Prime Minister. I already informed as and when the decision will be taken, House will be communicated. Railway budget is definitely owned by the government. As Finance Minister, I own the responsibility.
Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said that if any situation arises regarding replacing Railway Minister, then it can be considered. He said this during an informal talk with newspersons in Parliament premises. Railway Minister Dinesh Trivedi, however, clarified that he has not resigned as yet. He added that if Mamata Banerjee or Prime Minister ask him to resign, he'll do so.
Nobody has asked for my resignation. I have a duty to perform to ensure the budget which I have presented on behalf of the government to get it passed in the Parliament, and I will not run away from my duty. But at the same time, the moment my leader, Mamata Banerjee, or the Honorable Prime Minister asks for my resignation, I will do so.
Following presentation of the railway budget in Parliament, it has now become the property of the House. In such a situation, government is shouldering a dual responsibility. One, to deal with the issue of Railway Minister's resignation, and second, to get the railway budget passed. With Kumar Alok and Sudhakar Das, Geetam Mishra's report, DD News, New Delhi.
Issue. Information and Broadcasting Minister Ambika Soni has said that in coalition politics such situations arise. She said that the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee are looking into it.
यूपीए का नेतृत्व प्रधानमंत्री प्रणब मुखर्जी पार्लियामेंट में सबसे बातचीत कर रहे हैं और जैसे कुछ इसमें समाधान ढूंढा जाएगा सदन को उसके इत्तला दी जाएगी। जो एनडीए में 6 साल रह चुके हैं उनके लिए कुछ भी कहना उचित नहीं है। पहले डीएमके उनके साथ, फिर जयललिता उनके साथ, फिर ममता उनके साथ, फिर ममता उनके खिलाफ। जिस तरह से शिवसेना ने अपने मंत्री को, एक अच्छे काम करने वाले मंत्री को, प्रभु को हटाया था, जबकि सारा मुल्क समझता था कि वो अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, वाजपेयी जी हटाना नहीं चाहते तो हटा था। इस तरह की चीजें होती रही हैं।
And 38-year-old Akhilesh Yadav was sworn in yesterday as the youngest Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh at a ceremony in Lucknow. 19 cabinet ministers and 28 ministers of state were also administered oath of office and secrecy by Governor B.L. Joshi. Soon after taking over, the cabinet decides to provide unemployment relief to 9 lakh youth above 35 years